I think it's about time we dabble in some sports, Jay.
I like it.
You like
sports?
Sports?
Okay, besides Cub Sox this weekend, besides Bears opening up the preseason, and all that good stuff happening in Chicago sports, we lead off with last week's story and probably one of the hottest stories in the country, Mr. Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane,
our all-star Hawks Blackhawks player, just won a Stanley Cup, fresh off of a Stanley Cup championship. And this is what we know. This all happened in Hamburg.
First of all, people are alleging that he took a page out of Bill Cosby's playbook.
Oh, the whole, the little Spanish Fly action going there?
Yeah. I don't know if he, drugs, but he coerced her against her will.
And according to, we'll get that into later, what her actions were. Or allegedly, of course. So this all happened in Hamburg, New York. And I got this story is from ESPN.com. Hamburg, New York, New York Police Chief Gregory Wicked confirmed to reporters on Friday morning that his department is investigated an incident that allegedly occurred at the home of Blackhawks forward Patrick Kane.
Allegedly.
Wicked said that his department is waiting on forensic results but does not currently have a time frame for new development. And according to Buffalo News, Kane is under investigation, allegedly, for sexual assault that took place at his lakefront home in Hamburg. Stein. The news also reported that a woman underwent treatment at a local hospital where a rape kit was administered. Kane, who is 26 years old, did have his day, but had to cancel his day with the Stanley Cup, where he parades it around in his hometown
he's supposed
of
to
Buffalo.
be in Buffalo. Yeah.
This was confirmed by a Blackhawks spokesperson to ESPN. Now, this is not Kane's first brush with the law. Kane, who's just recently signed an 8-year, $84 million deal last summer, was arrested on assault charges against a cab driver in New York in 2009. And then Kane ultimately pleaded guilty to a non-criminal charge of disorderly conduct. He and his cousin, who was also involved, were ordered to send an apology to the cab driver, and no charges have been filed against Kane in the current investigation.
Okay, so
yeah,
he wasn't charged.
Not charged, and not yet. Let's put it that way. That's what we do know.
But does he have a history of sexual assault?
I do not know. You may know this more than I do. I do not know that. I don't have anything to back it up.
I do not have much in the way of that, but I do have something about his prior allegations in this article here. It says, Kane helped Blackhawks return a member of 20... Kane has raised eyebrows with some of his off-ice behavior. He was arrested after an altercation with the cab driver, which you just talked about, in 2009. A few years later, photos posted on the internet showing him partying in Madison, Wisconsin, where nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
That's right. He was partying with someone, and that was it. I guess, this report would obviously say if something came of it, I would think.
Or something was covered up.
Yes.
Well, this reminds me of, do you remember the Pittsburgh quarterback, Brent Roethlisberger?
Oh, yeah, the one that's out for the season this year?
He is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He got pretty banged up in his first game.
Knee?
I don't know. All I saw is that he was out for season.
Oh, that's smart. And my brother-in-law is a diehard Steelers fan.
Oh, imagine them guys that got him on a keeper. Oh,
ooh,
damn.
Yeah. So that reminds me of his alleged incident where he took a young lady into the bathroom and had his teammate cover that basically blocked the door. Must have been an offensive lineman, and blocked the door. And as her, her girlfriend tried to go in there and check on her. And so that some people allegedly believe that he allegedly should have been charged with sexual assault. And then, but this is what Patrick Kane needs to do.
That dude should be prosecuted by the people in the street.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You can't, no, dude. You can't
do that. You can't take a woman against her will, man.
And especially have
ever.
Especially have like a wingman block up the scene.
That's just bad. That's just asking for it.
Two dudes need to be eviscerated.
Right. So but basically the NFL, which has dropped the ball several times on how to discipline their players and hand out punishment accordingly, decided to probably sat down with Mr. Roethlisberger in an office and said, "You need to clean it up right now. You're one of the faces of the NFL, and if you do not, you're going to find yourself out of work." So what does Mr. Ben Roethlisberger do, Tim? He goes and gets married.
Oh,
he
boy.
wipes up, cuts the BS, knows that business first. And, yeah, he's actually really haven't heard. I mean, this is news to me about him being lost for the season. I haven't kept up. Been too busy with the normal job and trying to come up with good material to entertain you people.
Yeah, that's right. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's never easy. But, yeah, so this is what Kane is just – he likes to party, man. He's a young guy.
Look,
he's got all this money.
Any athlete in that sort of spotlight is going to want to party.
Well, not everybody does it that way, though. Some guys do it responsibly. You don't hear about it every single week. Some news that it develops and it's made public, and then some you don't hear about. But you've got to be responsible, man. In this day and age of camera phones and everything, I mean, you're a walking lawsuit, man. That's Mike Tyson, that. You're just a walking lawsuit. And allegedly, this young lady was throwing herself. The bar owner, the restaurant owners had said that Patrick Kane was a gentleman and that he was just, the nicest. He's back basically in his hometown. And this girl and her friend were just hanging all over him. And this one particular young lady decided to for her story, that accompanied her friend to his house. And it was supposed to be her friend that had the interest in young Patrick Kane. And this happened to this girl. Did it happen? Well, we're about to find out if it did or if it didn't. But my thing on this, though, Tim, is don't put yourself in that situation. You can't do that.
Well,
you got to wise up.
He's been quoted after being busted with the pictures of Madison as saying, he's got to be more calm on the off season. He's got to think about his future and all of this. So I don't know, unless he's being, just a typical athlete with lots of money and an ego trip. I don't know where this is going, man. I hope it ain't true.
It might be going the way of Jarrett from Subway, man. You never know.
What do you mean? She's underage?
No, but the fact that he's going to do some time, it looks like. So I wouldn't see if this is found. You can't just ignore this. You can't. Not in this day and age. Plaxico Burress got jail time from shooting his dumbass self in the leg at a club in New York. So, I mean, what else can you do? You have to, justice has to be served.
Yeah, but if he didn't do it, and she's screaming that he did, and she went to the hospital with the kit and all that, oh my God, dude.
Well, all that kit's gonna prove that they had intercourse,
sex, right?
But against it, she had bite marks on her, right?
Okay,
she had bite marks.
She might be kinky.
Well, yeah, I mean,
girls. I mean, there's some girls that want you to choke them, man, and that's
there is.
That's all she needs to do is leave your house, go to the police station, and show them bruises around her neck.
So it could have been consensual when she's trying to get paid.
Right, yeah.
So maybe one of her girlfriends, girl, you got to get paid.
Yeah, the girl that took her there. Yeah.
Right.
Who knows what these...
split it, right? Right, girls?
Look, I'm not trying to defend either side.
No, never.
Side. I'm not taking a side.
Right.
But you got to consider all the possibilities.
Of course, always. To make it fair for young Patrick Kane.
And just talking about that maybe she's up to no good doesn't mean that I'm saying that.
No, there's no reason to do that. There's no reason for that behavior. There's no reason to even do that. I mean, you're a young hockey player that makes money.
Let's say
you have to force anybody to be with you, man. Come on,
let's say Rihanna comes to town and somehow you got a chance to go to her crib, and then some miracle she wants to get with you, and then all of a sudden you're the one talking about she assaulted you,
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I'm going to Rihanna's house. I'm gonna bring several umbrellas, Ellas. Hey. But so I mean, Marv Albert had the same thing, that he got kinky with a girl and was biting her. Remember that?
Wasn't it?
And he was all like, yes,
yeah,
yes,
from for 3,
yes. The Bulls take the lead.
Yes. All them Alberts. Marv, Eugene.
That's right. What is it? The other brother, the one that does the boxing. And
Mark.
The other. Is Marv Albert? Yeah, it's one of the other Albert. Yeah, something. Yeah, the guy that does boxing. Cause I'm a good boxer.
Here's another story I saw earlier this week.
What's that?
That made me smile, dude. Geno Smith got beat up by his lineman.
Yeah, pay the man. You better pay this homie.
Pay this man his money.
And he didn't. And guess what? Cacao.
Yeah, he
got jacked in the jaw, and he's out.
He got his clock cleaned up for sure.
Now he's drinking all his meals through a straw, son.
From Florham Park, New Jersey, it had been nearly 2 weeks since absurdity befell the Jets, an epoch in their tormented history. The latest embarrassing episode did not play out on the field, where 3 years ago quarterback Mark Sanchez fumbled after ramming into an offensive lineman's backside, or at a lectern? I don't know what that is. Where in 2010, Rex Ryan fielded questions about foot fetish videos believed to feature him and his wife.
Kinky.
or in an office where Bill Belichick handed the team president a note saying he had resigned as HC of NYJ after one day on the job in 2000.
Oh, man.
It happened in the locker room Tuesday morning where a punch from a reserve linebacker connected with the jaw of the presumptive starting quarterback, another bizarre event in the franchise's copious annals of mayhem. Who wrote this? The quarterback, Geno Smith, has a broken jaw and is expected to miss the next 10 weeks.
Oh, man.
After Coach Todd Bowles said he was cold cock, sucker punched, whatever you want to call it, by Ikemefuna Enemkpali.
So he came up and he's just like, Chalarafe! That was cold-blooded!
And I kicked him right in the chest.
I'm sorry, Chalarafe. It was an accident. I was having too much fun.
What did the five fingers say to the face?
Smack! Ta-dow!
It's something we don't tolerate. It's something we can't stand, Bowles said, and you don't walk up to another man and punch him in the face. Or, in this case, you do. The episode shocked and deflated the Jets, scrubbing the optimism that has permeated the franchise since a new regime took over in January and revamped the rosters after 4 seasons without a playoff berth. Even the most veteran players had trouble recalling the last time they had seen or heard about a punch thrown in a locker room, an intense place where bonds are forged and respect is earned or lost. I bet you a lot of respect was left in the locker room that day.
Oh, boy.
It left them wondering how and why what cornerback Darrelle Revis characterized as a miscommunication could escalate into a confrontation that threatens to undermine the Jets season before it even starts. Bowles would not disclose what prompted the allocation, but it's over money, about $638 to be precise, other than to call it very childish and something unrelated to football that 6th graders could have talked about. Published reports citing anonymous sources indicate that it derives from Smith's failure to reimburse Enemkpali $600 in airfare and limousine fees after Smith could not attend this guy's charity event last month in Texas. That name's a little tough. Pronounced Enemkpali.
Enemkpali.
Enemkpali. An Impala?
An Impala, Lord of mercy.
Hey, man, my daddy drove an Impala.
That's right. My daddy should have cataract.
He apologized to the Jets organizations and their fans in a statement. Geno and I let our frustration get the best of us, and I should have just walked away from the situation.
No. You let your frustration on his jaw, son. That's what you did.
You hospitalized the boy.
You're starting quarterback.
Yeah, dude, you don't punch your quarterback. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, even if he's Geno Smith, right?
Exactly.
Notice one thing, though. None of the other teammates had Geno's back.
No, dude.
That's our quarterback, man. Like T.O. said, man. That's my quarterback.
Yeah, because apparently some of these guys are saying he deserved it.
Wow.
Declining to address specifics in this disagreement, Revis said he held both players responsible. Fights do not happen in training camp. Yeah, they do. They happen in Bears camp. Revis said they usually happen on the field. By the time the Jets poured onto the field for morning practice, they were gripped by confusion, a sense, as center Nick Mangold put it, of what the F just happened. This goes on, but there's a little clip here of Todd Bowles commenting on a fight, and we'll play that right now for you.
Play it.
Or when it's done filtering. Anytime now would be good. We don't have...
He won't be playing this weekend. He probably won't play in the preseason. And depending on how surgery goes, we'll see where we go from there.
Damn.
We may add or not add another quarterback, but
no, you got to get another quarterback.
It's something we're dealing with, and The team knows it's something we don't tolerate, something we can't stand, and you don't walk up to another man and punch him in the face. I'll let them tell you it was something very childish that sixth graders could have talked about, and it had no reason happening. And if they want to tell you what happened, they can tell you what happened. But I told them I wouldn't say anything about it, so I'll keep it there. Obviously, it was a sudden thing, so I don't know what kind of history they have, but I'll get more details, and I'll let you know after practice so you can ask their people and what happened. But he is down, and he won't be playing this weekend.
Damn. That's what you get.
That's what you get is right.
That fool should be packing his bags.
Don't you think Charlie's a little old to be taking karate? He's probably taking it with the little kids.
He's probably taking it with the little kids.
That's exactly what it was, man. It was just, you got jacked, man. What are you going to do, man? You pay the man his money, own up to it, do something. You got popped, and you didn't get no backup, man. Usually, anybody touches a quarterback, how valuable it is to the team, they have his back immediately.
All right.
Immediately.
Finally, let's get into game 1 and 2 of the Crosstown Classic. Friday's game was an exciting one. Jay, I don't know if you watched it.
What's that?
Cubs versus Sox.
Yeah. Close game, 6-5. I did see it. I said the outcome at least.
Let's go to the tape.
Let's go to the tape.
For the first time since they traded him to Oakland last July, top of the third, Cubs down 2-1. Chris Coughlin goes down and gets it off Samardzija. A 3-run home run. The Cubs are 11-0 when Coughlin bats third in the lineup this season, and that's where he was today. His 12th home run gave the Cubs a 4-2 lead. Top of the fifth. Guess who it is? It's Coughlin. Thank you, sir. May I have another? This one a solo shot, second of the game, ties the game at 5-all. The Cubs,
they patted the wall out in
of
center?
course, came in with a season-long 7-game win streak. They had 5 home runs in their last win, and they were using a long ball again today. Next batter, Anthony Rizzo.
That would seal the deal.
Gone. His 23rd
420.
puts the Cubs up 6-5. The Cubs are rolling in the Windy City. They hang on to win it by the final of 6-5. Now, of course, they still trail the Cardinals in the NL Central by 7 games, but that wild card race, though, we could have 3 teams from the NL Central in the playoffs this year.
Well, we go from that to this. I have some notes about today's game, Tim. May I
you may
talk about?
We
have the Crosstown rivalry, Cubs versus Sox. We had
Arrieta was on the mound for the Cubbies today.
That's right, he was. And we're going from the Sox winning the series at Wrigley Field to Game 2 today. And, of course, you had the news that the Cubs won yesterday 6-5 at U.S. Cellular. And now the Cubs over Sox in Game 2 of the Crosstown rivalry. And the Cubs improved to 67-48.
Damn.
And the Cubs beat the White Sox 6-3 on Saturday for their 9th consecutive win. And this is how it happened. The White Sox took a 1-0 lead after Jake Arrieta threw away an easy ground ball hit to him with his throw sailing over the head of first baseman Anthony Rizzo to put runners on second and third. Moments later, Mr. Carlos Sanchez grounded out to second base to plate the first run of the game. The Cubs tied it in the next inning on back-to-back doubles by Addison Russell and Dexter Fowler. They took the lead for a good with single runs in the 5th and 6th innings. First, Kyle Schwarber singled home Russell, who had doubled for the second time in the game. In the 6th, Jorge Soler drove in
Praise
Rizzo.
the sun.
That's right. Drove in Rizzo, who had reached when our buddy Adam Eaton had done some things. Adam Eaton, actually. So, in the end, this is what it means. Basically, you had a lot of excitement in today's game. It was a great day for baseball, but it was a sloppy game for both teams. As the Cubs botched a rundown and made 2 base-running mistakes. But that's a sign of a hot team, which is being able to take advantages of the breaks.
Yeah, but the Sox fell apart in the 7th.
They did. They also they simply made more miscues, and the Cubs pounced.
Yeah, 3 unearned.
Yeah, they won't. It's not going to be pretty, but winning 15-16 and 9 in a row. And Joe Madden, he's going to like the result as much as I do, considering the mistakes the team made. And winning without playing your best is another sign of a good team. Bottom line,
I think Madden's on a 2-year deal. If he gets to the playoffs,
he's getting extended. He's getting extended for sure. I think. They're a young team, and I am a diehard Sox fan, as you're a diehard Cubs fan. And I sit
just
here
a fan.
saying, I sit here saying, they're a young team and things are looking up. And Epstein's making the right moves, good coaching, and these kids can play. And that's the bottom line. So it's that's what's going on. So
That's exactly right. They are young. There is a future there if they don't start trading off guys like they did to everybody
that's
else.
what they do.
I know. They just groom them and then they get rid of them.
But they have like a feeling. They have kind of like an attitude, like a chip on the shoulder, and that they have the feeling that no matter the situation and no matter who's on the mound and no matter where they are in the game, they can win.
That's true.
So, they're 67-48, as I said.
And
tomorrow, or later today, rather, Sunday, the final game of the 3-game series against the Sox.
Is it in the cell?
It's going to be at the cell. They're going for the sweep in the afternoon. And Dan Herron, who's 8-7 and has a rating of 3.55, is going to be taking on Chris Sale, who's 10-7, and that's the Sox ace, and he has got a rating of 3.47. So it's going to be a well and greatly contested matchup tomorrow. You got two of your best pitchers going at it.
120 start?
It is going to be a 120 start, yes, sir.
All righty.
It's going to be an exciting game. It's going to
Make
be
sure to
a
tune
hot
into
day
that.
for some baseball, y'all.
That game will be all over WGN.
Absolutely, and probably Comcast and all the media, all the radio media outlets. So
absolutely, except for streaming media where they block out the games for some reason.
Punks.
It is time for our final music break. And I'm going to open it up with a little bit of Bone Thugs and Harmony.
That's right. Founded by the late Eazy-E, member of the world's most dangerous band, NWA.
That is correct. So go check that out, Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton, y'all.
Go make yourself a Straight Outta meme.
That's right.
And come back when our music break ends.
All my life.
We'll be back. This is LOERadio Show. WNUR 89.3 FM.
All my